super. This is a lot better than trying to listen without the headphones. And then tonight, what I was thinking we would talk about is comedy, as we do, but these characters that have been created by these comedians, these stand-up comedians, or others, maybe they were just comedy performers. But these are characters that are created and played out sometimes in the sketch form, like on maybe a Saturday Night Live or something like that. Or sometimes it will be, could be a Barney Fife, the deputy sheriff on an Andy Griffith show, or maybe Waterboy, one of my all-time favorites. And what I wanted to do is, I had just a quick, I wanted to jump into it and look at some of the stuff that Adam Sandler has done. But let's take a look first at this. There's a clip here. If you see, the one I'm going to look at is Waterboy, Medulla Oblongata.
It's funny because I was just watching that like 3 days ago.
It's one of the all-time classics.
Oh yeah, and I haven't seen it in years, but I watched it and somebody at my work reminded me of it, and I was like, Gatorade's better, water.
Right, Gatorade. And then he says...
And the mom was in it. The one who played the mom is the one who was the mom and dad, Santa. She's like the same age as Billy Bob Thornton. It's, I can't remember the lady's name.
Oh, yeah, Kathy Bates.
She's really funny.
Is it Kathy Bates?
Yeah, that was her name.
Yeah.
And Henry Winkler who played the Bond.
Oh, he's another one. Speaking of performers that developed characters, he's a guy that came on when I was a kid as the Fonz and from Happy Days. And then later, he did some other comedic stuff, but he came out in that TV show Arrested Development as the family lawyer.
Yeah, Arrested Development. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and he had a really good way of moving into the area of a character that is self-depreciating in the humor, because these characters, such as the coach on Waterboy, all kinds of problems, the neuroses and the hang-ups about the other coach with the guy taking his notebook from him.
Of course, it's like you see a Waterboy as a kid, and he's like, the guy makes him mad, and he goes, "Oh, I'm Waterboy," and he's like this little kid, and
Right.
He's like all mad because they're all making fun of him, and then the one dude spits in his water, and
yeah, all time. Yeah, and that's a movie also that deals and presents as part of the comedy being bullied, but does it in a funny way. And you can take most of Adam Sandler's characters that I enjoy most. They are always the underdog or the outsider, such as Happy Gilmore, where he's a good guy.
I love about Adam Sandler, too. He's always getting a really hot chick in his movies. If you watch Billy Madison when he did Pixels, he's like, really beautiful women that are way out of his league. And
yes.
Adam Sandler's not a guy, but obviously, they're out of his league. That's what's funny.
Right, Pixels is another good one, but one of the reasons why I like Pixels, Kevin James.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did before that.
Kevin James is like, they said if Chris Farley would have lived longer, that would have been Kevin James. But,
yeah, he's from King of Queens, but I don't know what else he did.
Well, what I was going to mention, he's in Kings of Queens.
Yeah.
He's on some new series, too. I love Drew Barrymore, too, in 50 First Dates. She is, oh my God, she's so beautiful in that movie. She's so funny, too.
Yes.
I love people who are, funny, and, I've just always been in love with her.
Well, because when you watch a movie, it's nice to laugh and also like what you're looking at.
Well, she did Blended, another new comedy with Adam Sandler, and she was, of course, in Wedding Singer. So they did 3 movies where they were in love with each other.
Yeah, Wedding Singer, but I don't remember. What was the third one?
What was what?
What was the third one? It was 50 First Dates, Wedding Singer, and what was the other one?
It's called, and I'm looking at, I actually have the DVD, believe it or not. It's called Blended, I think.
I don't remember that one.
It's Okay, so they're both obviously Drew Barrymore's a single mom, and I think they're on they went some vacation, and she's got all daughter. No, okay, he has all daughters, and I think she has sons or something. And they fall for each other, and they win some trip. I think when we're off the phone, I'm gonna watch this movie again.
I love that movie. I can watch that movie. Now you're talking about, well, which one? I'm looking at Waterboy. That's the one I could watch again.
Waterboy, yeah, and I just, I had, what I did last week was my Eddie Murphy week. No, I'm sorry, last week was my Adam Sandler week. This week was going to be my Eddie Murphy. I still need to get, it's on Amazon Prime. I was going to watch it with my dad, though, because we're going to watch, I want to see Coming to America 2 with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. It looks like they went all out on that one.
Still haven't seen it yet, and I want to see it, and then I want to watch all the Adam Sandler ones,
Right.
I want to watch, those are my two top, like Adam Sandler, Dana Carvey, and Eddie Murphy.
Dana Carvey, he's another one that created so many good characters, and he could do the impressions with the physical implementation, and then he could have the characters work as a sketch bit as well.
You know what's funny about that? When I saw Dana Carvey, it was about 6-7 years ago. It might have been 8 years ago. And it was at the Flappers in Claremont. And it was the tickets sold out in like a day or two. And I got tickets to that. And I met Dana Carvey after the show, and he was so nice. And I had a flip phone at the time, and I took a picture of us. And it was so funny. And he's like, "Oh, I like your phone." And I was like, "Yeah, I still have one of these."
Nice.
So it must have been back in like 2013. Like right after that, I got an Android. I upgraded a little bit. But
I remember.
So cool.
So that's really cool, and you got to see him after the show, and he turned out to be a nice guy, huh?
Yeah, and I did first impressions, and I got to audition in front of him. I was the last one. I was the last one who made the cut who got to audition in front of Dana Carvey.
Wow, dude, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, what sucked about it though, he was really nice too, but I could tell he was tired, which I don't blame him. I mean, there was like 50 people, there's like 60 people audition, and I was number 60, and they cut the last 12 because they didn't have enough time. And I got lucky that I just got to audition in front of him. And he didn't really say anything to me at the time but he was nice. He was like, yeah, I didn't get the cut, but they asked me to audition again, which was kind of cool. And unfortunately, I wasn't a part of Screen Actors Guild, but I almost got on the show. It was called First Impressions. It was only on for one season, but they had some really funny people who are doing impressions on that show. Really good comedians. I mean, these people did this stuff for a living. They were like voiceovers, and oh man, I'm like, I think as far as a comedian, I've been doing stand-up more, but these people for a living, they were coming out of the womb starting to do voices. That's how long.
That's what I hear from a lot of these impressionistic performers that do the impressions, and they will say, "I was doing this since I was a kid. That first one I did was this. The first one I did was that." So how about it? Which was the first one you ever did?